They reformed for 5 performances. Johnny Greenwood, who's a fan, declined an offer to fill in for McGeoch. Greenwood was, quote unquote, overwhelmed and too shy to accept the role.
Insane.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, this guy has performed in stadiums and arenas and scores movies.
Has made some of the greatest scores of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and but he was too shy.
He was too starstruck by Magazine. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. It's a whole new discography per episode. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my cheerful co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
And today, we'll be discussing every album by
Magazine.
And this was requested by Cal on Patreon, so thanks so much, Cal, for supporting us and giving us your money and asking us to talk about this band. We are not accepting any more requests on Patreon because Alex is leaving the show. If you don't know why, check out our King Crimson Part 1 episode where he goes into full details. But until December 31st, we are checking off every box, every request. It's a lot of them. So Cal requested this a good while back. And this is also the only band that we've also done a Patreon bonus episode on. Well, that was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah. So I guess first and last, where well, for me, we did a Patreon bonus episode, and now we're doing a real live episode.
And apologies to who requested that. I don't remember who requested the bonus episode, but it was an album I was interested in, and we're going to cover the full discography anyway. But why the hell not? Why the hell not? Because honestly, this isn't a band that I feel like gets talked about very much, even in the scope of 70s punk, because I was familiar with one song before hearing that album. One song, and it was only from a compilation. I think it was a No Thanks punk compilation, the 70s punk equivalent to Nuggets, essentially. Great compilation. So I knew that song, but nothing else. And the only other connection that we had was Mr. John McGeoch. I know it's McGeoch, but we like calling him Magooch. He's in this band for most of it.
Yeah, so it was nice for kind of having the appetizer of that bonus episode, because this was a band I had never listened to, and then to listen to that album, have somewhat of an idea of what I was getting into, and then this relatively smooth sailing compared to a band like Placebo.
We've covered so many longer discographies since then, yet we keep going back to that one. I was like, fuck that.
The mileage really does vary on the enjoyment of a band, because 11 Trail of Dead albums compared to what was Placebo like?
I think it was eight or nine.
Dude,
I don't remember exactly.
No, that aged me.
That was bad. Yeah, that was rough. Check out our episodes on Placebo and Trail of Dead from last week. But after having heard all these albums, what do you think and how do you feel?
There's two I really like. One I was surprised of, and then like they almost went 50-50. If they didn't do a reunion album, it would this be an even split. And even the stuff I don't care for, it's more underwhelming than it is bad, in my opinion.
I'm basically on the exact same boat. Yeah, I feel pretty much exactly the same. I like two a lot. The other two I enjoy, but I'm not in love with. I have problems with them, and then there's one that I'm just lukewarm on. I still kind of enjoy it too, but just found myself like on second listen being a little bit more lukewarm. But this band, so they are of course English from Manchester, and right now we're flying by the seat of Wiki and their pants at the moment in terms of history. But and this is going to be the rough part, because I don't often read wiki bios, but this one has the most citation needed notations that I've seen in a while.
I was gonna say that if you didn't, like, it's crazy.
Who knows what any of this? It seems like all bullshit. So who knows?
It's probably not too. Like, there's probably nothing slanderous in here.
Slanderous, probably not, but definitely not accurate. I mean, if the whole wiki, fact or fiction YouTube series is to be believed, yeah, it's mostly bullshit. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. So what this says is that they formed in Manchester by vocalist Howard Devoto after he left the Buzzcocks in early 1977. And that's one thing that I talked about it on our bonus episode. Like, oh, wait a minute, this sounds like a fucking Buzzcock song. Why does it sound exactly like a Buzzcock song? And then like, all right, well, that makes way more sense. It says in April 77, he met guitarist McGeoch, and they began writing songs which would appear on the first album eventually. Then they got Barry Adamson on bass, Bob Dickinson on keyboards, Martin Jackson on drums, and then I guess they signed to Virgin. So kind of streamlined. There's not a whole lot of crazy stuff there in terms of history that we got here. So yeah, I mean, we can probably just jump right in the albums. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of lore here.
Yeah, let's. I will say, despite John being on guitar, it is interesting how much, because all the albums kind of do it, like how they will flirt with goth music, but never fully commit to a goth song.
No, they're never goth. There's little elements that are definitely post-punk. I'd say they're close. They're just basically a post-punk band. At least after the first album. But yeah, then you see where McGeoch leaves, and then Siouxsie and the Banshees comes in, and then it starts to make a little bit more sense. But altogether, we're covering 5 albums, all 5 albums. First one, 1978. Last one, 2011, which means a reunion album. And yeah, that about does it for that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 1978, Real Life. Now this is a fun ass opener.
This is like one of the best Halloween songs that doesn't get included in Halloween playlists.
Indeed.
I will say throughout that I think the bass is the star of the show a lot of times for me.
I think it's the obvious pick would be the synths because of how unique they are.
For sure.
But without the rhythm section, they would be sort of floating in the air.
That's probably like my personality too as a drummer. Like I'm gonna give it up to the rhythm section.
That's great. Yeah, this is so great.
Clarity has rid its ugly head again. So this is real life.
All right.
You're telling me.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we got some vocals in there because he's got a cool voice. He's definitely got his own style, that's for sure.
Yeah, and this is an easy best.
Best personal favorite for me. Yeah, my picks are gonna be very boring.
I mean, it's 5 albums.
If you're a fan of the band, then you already know what my picks are. This is great. This is classic of late 70s punk for sure.
Yeah, probably one of the most underrated albums of all time, I think.
Of all time, you say? Wow.
I mean, I've never, before we did the Patronizer episode, I've never heard of this band. So I don't really hesitate to throw it on all time. I've never even read, and if I have, maybe it was in passing. Can't even say I've seen it on underrated album lists. And you think it would, because these I think Magazine definitely falls into your favorite band's favorite band type thing.
They certainly feel that way. Although they did, I mean, this album is like acclaimed across the board. Almost perfect scores. Well, not, there's a lot of 4 out of 5s, but a lot of perfect scores. People love this album, and it also lines up with just the punk thing of the first album is amazing, and then everything just sort of slowly tapers off as it goes on. It's just kind of the way punk bands are for some reason. Not that they got shitty or anything, but this definitely does have a thing that is so distinctly them. The other albums also have it, but they just do different things. This one kind of does this thing. The other albums don't quite sound like this one so much. So this one is real unique. It's real diverse, and it does the classic punk thing amazing, which kind of gets shed with subsequent albums. It does little novel things that they'll never do again. Like, how much I fucking love The Great Beautician in the Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Circus music.
Yep.
And they do circus music so excellently. I love the song so much. It's not even all circus music. Like around 220, it turns into something else. Like, it's a great fucking song, and they never do anything like it ever again.
Yeah, I think they maintain levels of zaniness and circus music, but they don't fully commit to it the way they do on this song. It is funny how that came on. I was like, I'm kind of burnt out, not in a bad way, but like burnt out by the Cardiacs. And then like halfway through the song, I'm like, this is still amazing.
It's still great. Yeah. Every song is great. They all do something a little bit different, even though it probably is a little bit it's not even probably, it's definitely the most 70s punk out of every other album. So it is a little bit more, I don't know, normal sounding. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the right way to put it.
I think usually on like slept on albums, or if you find out like Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead likes a band, you think maybe they maybe a little more avant-garde, and this band is for sure, I think, in aesthetics, but I think especially on here they write really catchy things, this riffs and hooks that get stuck in your head or stay with you throughout the day.
Good songwriters, catchy songwriters, they never go. I think there's one moment in the entire discography, maybe 1.5 moments, where they jump off and to do something like borderline experimental, and one of those is a fucking bonus track. So it was I don't know exactly where it was released on, but it's a bonus track on one of these albums. So it's very infrequent that they don't just do songs. They're very much a song band. They're not inaccessible. They're not hard to grab. If you're not into the 70s punk thing, they're probably not going to do it for you, because they still have, even when they're doing more post punk, they still feel very late 70s punk, and that's just an aesthetic on its own. It's just a whole style that's you like it or you don't.
Yeah, I kind of thought of that band, the Specials, with that, they have like the
ska band,
where there's not ska elements here, but this another band from the UK that kind of dabbles with that dub reggae sound here and there. So I think it's like an easy sell to people who like that era of UK punk, or maybe you like something a little more poppy and off the beaten track, like the Specials. And then I could see how this could appeal to different varieties, like different types of people, but for some reason it's just slept on.
Yeah, I'm also I think that the Specials is literally the only ska band I enjoy, and even then, I don't love everything they do for sure. But I can name a good chunk of like amazing Special songs. That is an interesting band. And these guys, they never go ska, but there are like 2 moments they go kind of reggae, and I was like, all right, what's going on here, buddy? But that's not on here. Not on here. The song that I heard previously is pretty quote unquote famous, Shot by Both Sides. I don't know if I'd call it famous, but just popular for them maybe.
Yeah, popular by them. And I would say, like you established, the synths are definitely the star of the show, but there are definitely tracks like Shot by Both Sides where like the guitar playing is still easy to like get enamored with.
Yeah, the chorus is it's like a legendary chorus. I mean, there's just a great progression. It's super, super memorable. And my favorite song on the album, believe it or not, isn't Great Beautician in the Sky. It's Burst. I love Burst because it comes in with this semi-epic, almost 70s Bowie kind of feel to it. And then around 2:15, it takes a shift. It goes into this really this kind of edgy riff until the end of the song, and it's just an incredible progression. Such a fucking awesome, well-written progression, and it just does it over and over again. I love it.
Yeah, I think Bowie is another comparison for them, particularly on that song. I feel like there aren't too many rock musicals, and obviously the king, or maybe the queen of that, is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And yeah, this very much sounds like something that could be on the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No wonder it's great. And then, the light pours out of me. It is solid. It's driving and repetitive. It will never not remind me of Rock and Roll Part 2 by fucking Gary Glitter. It will never not remind me of that song.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, I'll have like brief, like, I'll get like kind of fascinated by Cheap Trick for a little bit, and then I'll just like forget they exist. And the Gary Glitter Cheap Trick comparison is definitely there. But I think I mean every track on here does its own thing, but I do think The Light Pours Out of Me is like among their best tracks. But you could make that case for almost any song on here. Okay. Yeah, I think it's like the specials, Bowie, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then the Spark. And not sorry, I turned into like a 70-year-old man putting the in front of the Sparks, and Sparks. Yeah, it's like this almost overtly dramatic thing. There's these wacky synths, but it's all done so sincerely.
It's the wacky synths, but it is very theatrical. This is part of their least theatrical album, but it's on parade, and they will get lots more theatrical. I mean, by the end, insanely theatrical, I would say. But
yeah, I think I would personally only consider one more album like full of these theatrics, and then I have some mixed feelings, but it's probably more fun to do it album by album.
We'll do it album by album. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's a classic. It feels more like, because I liked it when I first heard it, but every time I hear it again, it feels more and more like, oh, this is a Earworm album. This is one of those albums. This is never mind the Bollocks. This is a Pink Flag. This is what is it? Damn. I mean, this is like, oh, this is from that era. These songs stick with you. They feel a certain way. They're really memorable. They don't sound like their peers, but you know who their peers are. It just checks all the boxes. I mean,
I would say for listeners, even if it's like new to you, after you listen to it, it has this unique quality of like, oh, this thing's always been here, right? Like this has always been in my music library. It's this almost like comforting sound to it.
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of late 70s punk and post-punk and all that. But Yeah, it's got great characters, really unique. And yeah, if you haven't heard it, start here. I mean, this is an easy place to start. But my best and personal favorite, Alex's best. Time to move on. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hell yes. This is 1979's Secondhand Daylight.
And now we're like these like sci-fi synths, which weren't really prevalent on the last album.
Yeah. But goddamn, this intro rules.
It's so good.
Crazy. We now got John Doyle on drums. Martin Jackson left before this album.
This is so good, I forget kind of how long it takes.
I forget too. I certainly hope it's not 3 minutes. I think it's coming in now.
Like, I thought that was just going to be an intro, but it is keeping this, like, prog rock theme going, even with this bass line.
It does sound prog rock. This is, like, super post-punk for sure, but it feels prog rocky. Oh, yeah, this rules.
Always raining over the border.
Boy, is that a late 70s English punk singer.
There's been a plane crash out.
It has its place in music.
It sure does. It sure does.
Feels that picking up the pieces. We could go and look and stare.
All right. Yeah, so it's not a short song, and it does go through like another big change, like about 3 minutes into it, and it has like these angelic, subtle female backup vocals, and I was like, all right, it's a pretty beefy opener.
Yeah, and this is my personal favorite. Like when I started this, I was like, okay, the last album was so diverse. Maybe this is the only spacey prog song, but I would say it's a theme throughout the album. It's pretty prevalent, and I wouldn't say it's a perfect album, but I like the sounds and textures they're using so much. I don't get stoned these days, but if I did, I would get stoned to this album.
Indeed. Yeah, it's not quite as consistent as the debut, but they're still evolving. This is not the same kind of album.
No, not at all.
And that's kind of I would say there's one where I don't like it quite as much, but overall, every album is not trying to be the one before it, which I think is a very smart thing that they do. And this one, some of the arrangements on these songs or like the arrangements and songwriting feels a little haphazard, like a bunch of parts thrown together. So it feels kind of jarring, but I'd still say it's really fucking cool. There's only one song I'm not super hot on. Everything else I think is pretty memorable.
Yeah. I think it also, these two albums, rightly or wrongly, kind of gave me an unfair expectation of what the band was going to be, because I was like, oh, the next album is going to be totally different. And it is. And then the next album, but I also kind of had to reel in my expectations were like, we're talking about like what, like a 3-4 year span here, for not including the reunion album. And
yeah, literally 4 albums, 4 years. Yeah.
and they for 4 years they covered a lot of ground. Like it is impressive.
Yeah, they move fast. They definitely move fast.
They move real fast. I enjoy cutout shapes. It's this mechanical sounding guitar with the 16th note drum beat. The bridge part with the snare rolls is so neat, and then it is in like an instance of doing some of those snarly punk vocals where it's like, okay, no matter how far out there the band gets, our roots are still in punk music.
Home base. Yeah, that one's great. Yeah, that's one of the first times that we get some funkiness, which we're going to get a lot more of later on. But there's like, all right, dabbling in some funky. And yeah, the only song I'm not super big on is Talk to the Body, which it has these bizarre chord changes. They're original chord changes. They don't sound like anything else. I just don't enjoy it all that much. But aside from that, like the keys are going so hard here. I mean, they were already pretty big highlight before in terms of giving them their personality. But here, shit like the intro to The Thin Air, I mean, goddamn.
I will say it's interesting how many episodes will like butt heads, and like I think here, for whatever reason, this is a band where we're lockstep. Because I also agree, "Talk to the Body" is like one of the weaker songs on here. But yeah, Thin Air is just this like gradual, like walking bass line, and they bring in these like ominous synths and some sax, and then they go full Pink Floyd. After I like wrote down my thoughts about the album, I did see some people compare this to Bowie's Low, which makes sense because that is one of my favorite Bowie albums. So it would make sense that I very much enjoy this.
I have not heard that one. There are so many Bowie albums I haven't heard because there are so many Bowie albums.
This the Berlin era, baby. At least for you, I think you would get the biggest kick out of that era.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite one out of the ones I've heard is definitely Man Who Sold the World. But yeah, that's a whole project for another day for sure. But yeah, it's also the Thin Air is also an instrumental, which does feel pretty good for pacing too. It's the only song that kind of feels that way in the way it's the way it moves. And then what other shit? Oh, the fucking John Carpenter ass synths, murder synths on Back to Nature. That's an example of the type of shit I'm talking about, where it's like crazy section to section where it doesn't really feel conjoined as like, they wrote it in one. It feels like it was written in multiple sittings.
Yeah, you do kind of get, for lack of a better word, like 3 different songs in one song, where it's a simple opening with piano, and then it's almost like these 2001 Space Odyssey synths, and then we get like a post-punk song, and then it does get oddly like big and triumphant. So they're doing a lot on that song.
It's one of the most ambitious songs up to this point for sure. My favorite song on the album probably is the closer, Permafrost. I mean, Jesus Christ, I love it. It's this dark space music with these really great progressions, a morbid ass chorus, yes, and then crazy guitar shit, crazy guitar harmonies. I mean, it's just fucking wild.
I agree with you. This a phenomenal song, and that's when I started noticing how fucked up these lyrics are, although it will pay off more on the reunion album. But that is one of the one of the most jarring songs they have.
Try listening to that in front of your girlfriend. I dare you. It's not fun.
Don't listen. Or how about, we can all cut bait and agree not to listen to a song that says, "I will drug and fuck you on the permafrost."
Over and over again. He says it over and over again.
Not just once. You know what? Sometimes I'm like, man, am I fucked up? And then I remember that Eminem is a platinum selling artist who could play huge stadiums. And he wrote that Kim song, which is arguably,
And that's just one of them.
and Kim is sorry, that's a random thing. Kim is one of the most fucked up songs ever. I think it's 1,000,000 times darker than this song.
Yeah. Society's crazy. I mean, but it's. I think did he like kind of like oiled his way to Kim through all his other shit? He didn't like open with Kim. You know?
No. Yeah, Kim is like
he greased the wheels before he threw Kim on the world.
Also, he hinted you with it where he'd have like a zany song where he'd talk about murdering her, and then this is just like the beat might as well this be a woman screaming throughout the whole thing.
Good old Eminem.
Oh, you know what's funny to think about is that guy's daughter is an adult now, and he's had to like meet her boyfriend. So it's just I don't know. I find that so funny to think about.
It's. I hope he handled it okay. And whatever. But so some of these bonus tracks, I don't know where these bonus tracks came from. I'm sure someone in the comments knows off the top of their head. But on the bonus tracks, we have "Give Me Everything," "TV Baby," and a cover of Captain Beefheart's "I Love You, Big Dummy." And so "I Love You, Big Dummy," it's taken from "Lick My Decals Off, Baby," which is my favorite Beefheart album. It sounds absolutely nothing like the original, which is it's funny because that song is one of the more like grabbable, accessible songs on that album. And this is like, we're just going to make it a fun rock and roll song. It
is very fun. I love the drumming on that track. It's this energetic, and this band is like, I mean, it has some great beats throughout their whole discography. So
yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm also fine with the other bonus tracks. "Give Me Everything" and "TV Baby." They're it's fun stuff. They got some saxes on "TV Baby." It's a little bit sleazier than most of their other songs.
Yeah, I think the best out of the bonus tracks is "Give Me Everything." Yeah, it's not also the first time where like you get these almost like soulful organs in their songs, which will happen again.
Oh yeah, like church organs or
or
like gospel church organs.
Yeah, like stuff you'd hear in like funk and soul music.
Yeah, that one gets real funky. It's another one of the funky stuff, one of the funky tracks here. But yeah, it's a solid ass record. It's not the first one, but it's also, you're not missing the first one so much because these all stand on their own so much or so well.
But similarly to the first one, you're not going to get anything like this anymore. It's
every album. It's album to album. Like they never don't sound like Magazine. You know, it doesn't feel like, oh, crazy, they're doing this thing now. It's nothing like that. But it's never exactly the one before it. It's just like, I don't know. They're just they're as big of evolution changes that you could possibly expect from year to year album band.
Yes, I would agree with that as well.
So everything on Wiki is not. There's no citation, so I'm going to go ahead and not even bother because who knows? Yeah. Either way, it's the following year. How much could have happened? No one's died yet, so we're going to go ahead and that's good. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is 1980s, The Correct Use of Soap.
Produced by the late, great Martin Hannett, who worked with Joy Division.
Oh, okay.
I believe we talked about, that was so long ago, but I believe we talked about him.
Yeah, that was Joy Division episode. Was back in the COVID Skype days. So another completely different opener.
Yeah, this feels more similar to like the Smiths and the Cure.
Yeah, it's a little bit more bouncy. It definitely just feels like kind of standard post-punk, but more on the Smithsy, more accessible kind of rock side. It's not quite as herky-jerky as a lot of post-punk. But I love this song. Yeah, it's fun as hell. It's one of their kind of bounciest songs, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this one Worsleys.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Mike, the co-host of the show, am not upset by that. I'm not bothered by that. I'm not even surprised by that. I almost gave this worse. Apparently people love this album.
It's unfortunate because it is kind of like, well, with the power of hindsight, you have this like legendary band, this legendary producer, and like wouldn't be similarly. I wouldn't be upset about other choices, but for me, the lows were just the lowest tier, and then other things, the highs were better for me. But I could see how people could fall into different camps.
I will agree that I think honestly the lows are the lowest for me here as well. My least favorite songs from Magazine are on this album, but other albums I think don't go as high for me. So I love that opener. You Never Knew Me is nice. I mean, it's basically them doing a ballad. Now they're bringing in the female vocals a lot more.
Yeah.
They're all lower this album. And Philadelphia fucking rules.
Is that about that Tom Hanks AIDS movie?
Was it?
No,
I don't know when that movie came.
No, I'm just.
When did Philadelphia come out? Wait, that didn't come out in 1980. That came out in 1990 something.
I'm just fucking around. Yeah, Philadelphia. It's fun. It's got some nice synth textures to it. And
the synths there get so zany, like YMO level zany synths on that one.
Yeah, I think they're made more zany by this like sometimes the bass player will do this like almost like bubbly bass sound that doesn't help or makes it better depending on how you feel.
Yeah, I know. And I think I know exactly what you mean, because my favorite song is the closer song from Under the Floorboards, and there's no bottom to it. There's no bottom to it. It's fucking weird. It feels weird. The bass is, you said bubbly. I found it to be very pointy, and like there's no low end in the mix. But I think it's fucking an awesome song. Super well written, really interesting stuff. Really great kind of anthemic moments to that one. But the lows, I am fucking not into the funk shit, and they are funking it up, dude. There is so much funk on here.
I like, well, not on this one, but I think they can. I guess it's a bonus track, but I do like 20 years ago. It's like blending funk and free jazz.
I don't mind that one either. I think it's a little bit better kind of just ambiently in the background for me. I found myself enjoying it more when I wasn't paying as much attention. But songs like Stuck, I'm not into Stuck. I don't like the cover of Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again.
That's actually one of my highlights.
No way. The cover?
Yeah, I think it does what a cover does. Or in my book, like a good cover where I'm like, okay, this is obviously the I wanna thank you for lit is very iconic, but the rest of the song they did is very different from the original, I think.
Yeah, the guitar, some various points, guitar and synth lines, they're like dissonant horror movie score guitar lines and synth lines. Like they're completely clashing.
Yeah.
Which is, I found to be it's confusing, but it's interesting.
I had problems with songs like Sweetheart Connection where
or Sweetheart Contract?
Or sorry, yeah. Where I feel like any other band that'd be like a fun, kooky, almost novelty song, but it's like this is Magazine and that's kind of their lane. So it's not like a fun, kooky little song. It's just kind of business as usual.
It is. I get what you're saying because it's more energetic, which is not what we're getting so much on this album. It's more of the Magazine style, but it's not it's not kooky, it's not crazy. It's got these stabby rock and roll pianos and these cool synth lines, but it is definitely more of a normal song. It doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't stink with Magazine, which is a good. I mean, stink with Magazine is a good thing to have. This doesn't have it as much.
Something I thought was interesting, even though they've established that they will go into circus music, is I Want to Burn Again. I let my guard down, and when you let your guard down, that's when you get hit with circus music parts.
The only part of the song that I like, of course. I'm not big on that one, but I do like the synth. I found the synths to be the best thing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, it's so weird how a band that it can be different and have this unique thing, but also rests on their laurels. Is that the word?
I believe so.
And that's kind of what I feel like is happening here, but also in context, like writing 3 albums in 3 years is fucking insane. So
yeah, there's a lot of, I imagine when they're, speeding down the highway like that, there's a lot of momentum involved, and there's a lot of like batch writing. So there's a lot of carryover,
especially back in the day. This was kind of the style. You
just go full speed ahead. You burn out after 4 years, and then there it is. You get a job, and you fucking. But it's still a good album. It's a good album. I have problems with it. I'm probably not going to come back to this one. I know it's like one of the more beloved albums of others, but I don't get it so much.
I don't get it at all. I almost wonder if these are like they have to be retrospective reviews, right? Like who was waving the magazine flag in 1980? Probably some people, of course, but
yeah, I mean within the scene, I imagine. But I couldn't answer that. But one thing I'm seeing here that does have a citation, at least, is that 2 songs on these make reference to Dostoevsky. The song Philadelphia references a main character from Crime and Punishment, and then a song from Under the Floorboards is based on notes from Underground, which I find very interesting because 2 days ago I finally finished my first Dostoevsky book.
Brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it was Brothers Karamazov. It took me forever. But yeah, that's an interesting little coinky dink there. I like that. But
unrelated, but just as daunting. I think next year, I'm finally, when I don't have to do this podcast, I'm finally going to read Stephen King's The Stand, which like over 1,000 pages long. I think I'm going to like commit to doing that.
That's brutal. I was only able to get through The Shining, and I started Dr. Sleep, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking burnt out on this guy.
I realize I've never read one of his books, and I started with The Gunslinger, and now I'm like, I want to read everything.
Yeah, The Shining was, from what I can, it's good for sure, but honestly, really, the movie is so much better. Like, it's crazy. Like you rarely hear that. I rarely say that. I rarely hear that. We're like, oh no, the book's always better. Dude. Kubrick really fucking made it better, dude. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
I do want to like read it for comparison. Fuck, I know I have like 1 or 2 where I have like no qualms saying the movie's better. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, but they do exist. I think some people say The Godfather is one of those. I haven't read the book, so I personally can't say, but
Blade Runner, perhaps? I don't know.
Blade Runner and do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep are both so different. I cannot believe.
You can't believe they were based on the same thing.
It's just, they're just.
It's one of those things they just say it's based on it, but they just made their own thing.
It's an apples and oranges thing to me. Yeah.
With the Shining though, which I found to be very interesting, was I'd seen it a few times, whatever, growing up, and I liked it. I liked the movie. It's a good movie. I read the book. I like the movie more. Like reading the book made me like the movie more. And then when I watch The Shining, it's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I can watch it forever and ever. I like it so much more now, knowing that like, there's so many smart changes that were made to make it feel more claustrophobic and realistic. The book is very fantastical and very kind of zany.
You know what? I'm still gonna read the trilogy one day, but I like Annihilation better. The movie, I like it better than the book.
I didn't even know it was based on a book.
It's a whole trilogy.
Ooh, baby!
But yeah, the book is like they almost have like Ghostbuster contraptions in it, and for some reason that threw me off a little bit. It's not a bad.
It's
book.
not that scary when you got fucking Ghostbuster. What is the gun they got? What is it called? If I was better references, I'd name it on the spot.
Dude, 5-year-old me would have nailed this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, missed opportunity for both of us. Either way.
Dan Aykroyd is shaking his fist. Not really.
Yeah. Swinging his fucking Crystal Skull vodka at us. But
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's crazy that he owns that. It's fucking crazy.
Insane. Fucking insane. You think it'd be like George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. No, it's fucking Dan Aykroyd.
No, it's just the Aykroyd. But now we lose McGeoch to Siouxsie. This is where he leaves the band and joins Siouxsie and the Banshees. So check out both our episodes on Siouxsie and the Banshees.
Better paying, and probably.
Better paying. I'm sure better paying. Also, his services, we needed him on those albums. I'm okay losing him here because those albums with him were that was a great addition. He needed to be there.
He did need to be there. Isn't that funny how in the scheme of things, he is way more impactful, well, in my opinion, to Siouxsie and the Banshees than fucking Robert Smith.
Robert Smith did one album, then abandoned them before the first tour. Yeah, and the thing is, we might as well talk about it now since McGeoch isn't in the band anymore. But yeah, he died in 2004. He was 48, and I didn't look into his death so much, but what I remember was my brother Robert telling me, oh, he went out pretty rough. He went out like Rolling as Howard, just fucking booze hound and drugs and stuff. And that is pretty, like, apparently he died in his sleep, but it was sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. So that's pretty brutal, but at least he was asleep, I guess. I hope he was asleep for that.
Just like this is full of so many random, just like Eddie Guerrero.
That's how Eddie Guerrero died?
I think it was for different reasons, but he also died in his sleep. Now I have to look up Eddie Guerrero.
Because that boy had some body damage. That's for damn sure.
I mean, I'm sure his was due to steroids, but like he wasn't. Yeah. Like he didn't take drugs and then die. Like I'm sure it was this through like all.
It was built up.
It was built up.
Yeah, wasn't he like 38 or something?
It's crazy. He was young. Interesting. They don't say what the official cause of Eddie Guerrero's death is, but he did die in his sleep.
Tragic life. Porn stars and professional wrestlers. I mean, there's like for each one for women, one for men. Like you're gonna die young. Wrestlers
are better about not dying as Eddie Guerrero's the same fucking age I was. Holy shit. Like 38.
Holy shit. That's rough.
He looked crazy for 38.
He looked crazy for 30. Yes.
I'm like, that's like an adult man right there. I feel like a child.
Yeah, he's been that way, I'm sure, since he was 21, though. I mean, Latino heat back in the 90s and shit.
Well, I think he got big, like...
He didn't get big until like the early 2000s, for sure.
Fucking mess. Yeah, if you watch, like, WCW Eddie Guerrero compared to, like, that... Like, his final year... Like, he was...
Yeah, Light, Cheat, and Steal. Yeah.
He was fucking jacked.
He was... Yeah, he was illegally jacked, for sure.
Also, I'm gonna start telling people I'm doing the highlights because of Latino heat in the future.
Oh, you're gonna do some highlights?
I've been doing it for like a year.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's because of Latino heat.
I'm gonna start saying it's because of Latino heat now.
There it is. But yeah, we lost McGeoch to Siouxsie, but let's move on. We got one more before the initial breakup. You ready?
And we lost Eddie Guerrero to China.
And we lost Eddie Guerrero to China. Yeah. The communist regime came in and took him up.
With the Y. Okay, yeah.
This is 1981's Magic, Murder, and the Weather. What is this Billy Joel shit?
It's pretty... I I do like how it is juxtaposed with his darker vocals, so.
Yeah. His Dracula vocals a little bit.
And yeah,
This is fun. This is fucking fun.
and yeah, the like high-pitched backing vocals.
Yep, they're still there.
Can you force another time when we might be together? You have a broken window to wish. The rain passing my ear. This week's been on his edges. It's been like a career.
Yeah, just another bouncy opener, kind of like the last album, but it doesn't feel like that song. It's a different. It's a lot shinier. It's almost the production's almost tinny sounding.
It's very piano driven, as opposed to just synths.
Yeah.
Whatever synth sounds. And I'm giving this one worst least favorite. And I like this album. I liked it a lot more on first listen though. And that's because I didn't give this worse when I first heard it. I gave something else worse. And then I went back to it and everything just felt way less interesting. I feel like these songs don't kind of hold up as well on multiple listens as other albums. And nothing really got me. The only, like, my favorite thing, I don't even want to say my favorite thing. One of my favorite things on the album is the closer, Thinking Flame, The Garden. And even then, it's completely mixed for me because I think half of it is fucking awesome and the other half is boring.
I get that. I think there's a lot of bad songs on here. However, I could say there are like 2 or 3 that I actually do love, and I think Thinking Flame, The Garden is one of them because they've never gone full disco. And not that Thinking Flame does, but I'm like, this is close enough.
It gets close, dude.
Yeah,
it's pretty disco.
And yeah, I think that's cool. I enjoy that. And then yeah, it's just like, to me on the last album, nothing. And I kind of think you're a little bit crazy for not loving this, because I think like hands down, I think even if you hate this album, The Honeymoon Killers is a phenomenal song, I think.
Okay, I missed that one. You're correct. That's my favorite song. That's my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Great song. There it is. I'll give it for that one for sure.
Arguably wasted on this album.
Kind of, yes. Yeah, because it is super unique. Nothing on any other album sounds like that. It's got these really tribal drums on there, dual male and female vocals kind of going back and forth and singing together. And Haunted House as guitar arpeggios, crazy guitar lines. They've never done anything, which is interesting that we don't have McGeoch, but that's also one of the coolest guitar things they've ever done.
I agree. Yeah. The like interplay between the bass and those like neat tom drum beats, and yeah, the like Castlevania-esque music. It's so unique and so good. This song deserves better.
Yeah, for sure. And another stuff I do enjoy, I mean, I love it so much, like Vigilance, which it has a lot of interesting sections, but it's not until like 3.5 minutes in where it picks up and then these big giant piano chokes come in that I actually start to like it.
I do think that song, the synths are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, where before it's like, that's the main feature of the song, but everyone was doing their part. It's just like, man, if the synths weren't on that track, that'd be rough.
Yeah, for sure. The synths do carry a lot of weight. They are really fun and really interesting. I don't know, because I know this is probably the fans' least favorite album. I think so, but I don't know how they feel about Come Alive, because that's one where I feel like that, if I can see why you wouldn't, or anyone wouldn't like that one, but I'm actually okay with that one. I don't love it, but there's something about it that I'm just fine with.
It's probably
it's so zany. It's so bubbly.
It's probably the sound effect on there that sounds like R2-D2 screaming, like when he gets like shocked in the Yeah, they have like something that sounds like that.
Oh, fun. As for the stuff that isn't quite as good, I mean, goddamn, the reggae, that's one for me.
I mean, I like the Poison. I think
You like this Poison?
I do.
Whoa.
I think, yeah, it fares a lot better than most of the songs on. Everything I say is like with an asterisk, not the Honeymoon Killers. But yeah, this Poison is they do the like this like balance between light and dark on there. I think it pays off.
The light and dark, I found that to be interesting. It dragged for, a lot of these songs do go on a while. That's another reason why it's my least favorite. The reggae stuff, it just wears on me quickly. One, because I'm already not a reggae fan for sure. But then they put the two reggae songs back to back. Because before that we got The Great Man's Secrets, and I think that one, I didn't even hate it on first listen. I was like, okay with it. Second listen, it just fucking completely lost me.
I think that's fair. I do try to accept the passing of time and but also because this is so short, I'm like, why listen to The Great Man's Secrets, which is trying to do this like spooky dub reggae Halloween stuff, when the first album has like 2 or 3 songs that is just killing it.
Yeah, the progressions aren't interesting enough to make me forgive the reggae-ness of it. Because the reggae-ness, it's not inherently bad to have a reggae beat on anything, but it just didn't engage me quite as much. I do like how it's really percussive. It's one of their most percussive songs, at least at this point, which I found to be at least interesting. But then we also got Suburban Ronda, which I also like. Yeah, I don't hate any of these songs. They are boring me pretty bad though.
Suburban Ronda is trying. They have synths, but I wouldn't say any of their music is really driven by electronic sounds. They're more like a texture or flourish. It's never the main feature, but Suburban Ronda, it is like the main feature. And then, yeah, they have these like, I don't know if they're flutes, but they sound like flutes, and they're trying really hard, but it doesn't pay off. I will say another like standout track for me is Naked Eye. It's just fun surf stuff aided by, their brand of unusual synths. I
was less hot on it on second listen, but I still like the final chunk, because like the first 2/3 are instrumental and then vocals coming at the end with these really cool guitar and synth lines. So the final chunk is kind of what turned it around for me. Also, I forgot to mention on the previous album, the bonus tracks, the one of the bonus tracks on the previous album, the book, that's like full on experimental spoken word creepy shit. And it's like the only thing in the entire discography that's like that.
Yeah, I did think it was funny that it's titled The Book, because it sounds like someone reading a book about a book.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, for the bonus tracks on this one, we got In the Dark and The Operative.
Man,
I'm fine with In the Dark, not fine with The Operative.
Same. In the Dark is almost like this like seedy bluesy thing without fully going there. Almost like, it's weird. That almost feels like a better like tip of the cap to Beefheart than their cover of a Beefheart song.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely sounds closer to Beefheart for sure.
And yeah, I like it, of course it doesn't go full Beefheart, but it's like, okay, I could hear it.
Yeah. And The Operative is kind of like dad rock, almost dad rock adjacent.
Oh,
and
it's so bland. It's
bland for sure. But what I appreciate about this album is that once again, it's not even trying to be the same band, especially without McGeoch. They're not trying to be the same band. Hell yeah, cool. And the funk is gone, which I'm not upset by, but they replaced it with reggae, which I am upset by. I think that the writing is interesting. It just, a lot of it drags, and there's only for you 2 standout tracks, for me 1.5 standout tracks. So overall, I just don't feel very driven to come back to this one.
Yeah, but apparently this is a hot take, but yeah, I don't know. Like those 2 tracks I had more fun than anything on the previous album.
Look at that. Well, there it is. I guess that's that.
I wasn't trying to have a hot take, but there it is.
There it is. But yeah, my worst and least favorite. Far from the worst album that we've heard in recent months, for sure. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna come back to this one.
Yeah, I don't think I'd come back to either of these two. Maybe I'd just make like a playlist.
But after, was it before this? I believe, at least according to this, which is probably not true. Who knows? Devoto quit months before this, like a few months before this album even released. And then after that, obviously, he's the main dude. Everyone else just sort of dispersed.
I will say, looking at this wiki, their bass player, Barry Adamson. Yeah, what a great career. Worked with like The Birthday Party, Nick Cave, Chameleons.
Oh, it was Jackson who played with the Chameleons. Adamson played with The Birthday Party in Nick Cave.
Oh, okay.
Which is another, Roland S. Howard kind of connection there. But yeah, they definitely went on to do some fun stuff. But wow, look at this. So apparently, again, there's no citations. I fucking hate. Oh no, this one has a citation. I'll read this one. God damn it. It says in February 2009, Devoto magazine they reformed for 5 performances, and it was Devoto, Formula, Adamson, and Doyle. Johnny Greenwood, who's a fan, declined an offer to fill in for McGeoch. According to the Radiohead collaborator Adam Buxton, Greenwood was quote unquote overwhelmed and too shy to accept the role.
Insane.
Amazing.
Yeah, this guy has performed in stadiums and arenas and scores movies.
Has made some of the greatest scores of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and but he was too shy.
He was too starstruck by Magazine.
Fucking Phantom.
I mean, they're great. I'm not. That's not a knock. I like them a lot.
Phantom Thread.
Holy crap!
Phantom Thread score, baby.
Phantom Thread score is it's fucking incredible. It's godlike. I mean, goddamn. Even There Will Be Blood, I fucking love that score. It's not as easy to listen to like an album, but for the purposes of what it is, it's very, very good.
I really liked his score for One Battle After Another recently. I thought.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
I thought he was doing like different stuff compared to his other scoring, like his other scores.
Yeah. He's definitely. Honestly, I really prefer I prefer his scores over Radiohead these days. I'm just more interested in that.
I mean, I guess Radiohead's pretty much on permanent hiatus, and
are they? I haven't checked in on them in a very long time.
I'm too lazy, but yeah, I've seen passing comments about people saying like, well, I guess if you want new Radiohead, you just have to listen to The Smile, and
that's not exactly, but all right. But anyway,
close. It's close enough, right?
Close enough, I guess. Yeah. So they reunite, and yeah, this is a few years after that initial reformation. And who do we got in the reformed band? So Barry Adamson, he apparently didn't play on this album. He was in the band. He didn't play on it because he was like booked up doing film music or some shit. Formula, Doyle, and Devoto are back, and now they got Norman Fisher-Jones, or AKA Noko, in there. I don't even know who this dude is or where he's from.
He has one of the most chaotic pictures on Wikipedia. He looks like he hangs out with Guy Fieri, but he's fucking British.
Yeah, he's got really, really
anyone who's
we'll say bold sunglasses. I mean, he looks like he's wearing a reverse version of a Power Rangers helmet.
You can wear those sunglasses. No, it's the face. It's mostly the facial. It's just
he's got a soul patch. It's not even a soul patch. It's a soul line. Yeah, he's got a landing strip on his chin. That's what he's got. It's crazy. But anyway, enough ripping on this dude's face. This is 2011's Know Thyself.
in my short time with the band, it is like bizarre to hear them with modern production.
It was weird. Yeah, that's actually one of my least favorite things about the album is that it sounds like it wasn't in the 70s.
I was kind of down to this rolling.
I definitely don't like this riff. It feels so fucking generic.
I think the issue is like these are like their heaviest guitar sounds.
Their what guitar sounds?
The heaviest.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, production is definitely the heaviest too. This verse rules though.
I think this one the song won me. Like I was like, okay, this is fun.
This is great. Pizzicato plucking from violin, along with regular bowed violin, piano.
It does.
It's so theatrical.
I feel like the modern production does bring them closer to like Pulp and Sparks.
Yes. Oh yeah, very pulpy.
Especially the way the vocals are presented.
Yeah. He's so much more.
He doesn't even see, like, it's the same guy, but he doesn't seem like the same guy. He seems way more flamboyant on this album.
Yeah, I don't hate this album. I think this is a solid reunion album and features some of their grossest lyrics. So let's go.
Like what? Give me some of these lyrics.
The other thematic material, I was like, man, I'm enjoying the guitar playing, even if he is singing "Spread Your Pussy" using both hands. And then I was like, okay, well, that's probably the one line. And then he kept going, and he's like, I'm gonna spurt in your face, spray it with my cum. I want to get some of it in your hair, your mouth, on your tongue. Phenomenal.
Well, at least you rhymed by the end of it. But yeah, so that's funny as hell and very unexpected. It seems so much more dirty because they're old too.
Yeah, it's like if I'm listening to like Wheeler Walker Jr. or like, Two Live Crew or Ghetto Boys, it's like, these are young men.
There's pretext there. Like they're by nature more jokey, both of them. All the ones you listed.
I thought you were going to try to do I'm not familiar with their lyrics. I thought you were going to try to do like a naughty by nature joke there.
No, I would not, and I wouldn't know how to. But this was originally going to get worse for me because there's something about it that just didn't feel as warm and as comforting as the other albums. Probably because of the production. It's going back. There's some good songwriting here. It
is for sure their darkest album, and I'm just undefeated for liking old man reunion albums. I think
when they're not bad, they're not bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of their darkest songs. Never mind this album, but their whole career is "The Worst of Progress."
Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh man, I like when the bass like starts strumming a little bit more, and it almost has this like Western vibe to it, and they have these like jazz pianos. It's just like two things I would in my head would never think to put together, but these guys do it.
This is their most different sounding album, which makes sense because it's the Gap, of course, but it's also so Devoto sounds, like I said, he sounds more flamboyant. Everything seems more theatrical. Instead of synths, it's basically it's not just piano, but it's mostly piano, like the piano texture, which already it doesn't feel like Magazine. That's the thing about this album. It doesn't feel like Magazine, at least compared to every other album. But some of the writing is just too original. It's too hooky, even though it's not as comforting to me. They also take some of the biggest swings here. Some of the most diversity of any album is on here.
Yeah, I think like Hello, Mr. Curtis is in a way of like, I'm sure Faith No More also likes this band. And then you have them Magazine almost sounding like they're doing like a tribute to Faith No More.
That's funny. Yeah, because that one, it is very Faith No More-ish. I don't love it. I don't hate it though. That's how I feel about a lot of these songs. where even the songs I don't love, there's things about them that I really appreciate that I'm glad they did.
I love the funk beats on here. The drummer is just on the other thematic material. I was like, great funk beat, and then he like one-ups himself on Hello Mr. Curtis. And it is an example of like, okay, the guitars are a little more front and center on this song.
Yeah, everything feels a lot more punchy and a lot more, well, it's modern. It's more modern production across the board. But
I imagine you're a fan of physics, though.
I do like it. I didn't love it. I didn't like it on first listen, but it did win me over. I mean, it is full piano ballad pretty much. And boy, those vocals.
Yeah, the piano and organ playing on there was great, I thought.
Yeah, it's solid stuff. And
happening in English.
Forget about it, man. Happening in English. That riff is straight out of fucking Discipline era King Crimson.
Yeah, and then it's like almost like this big band tom drum beat. The synths rule, the bass rules, everything rules on that song.
That's a good song. Yeah, I dig that one quite a bit. There's a lot of good stuff here. So the kind of like the big, like what the fuck moment, I think is of course Howard 1979. That one it's so fucking weird and interesting and unique. I don't enjoy it, but I'm glad they did it. It's a weird one.
I felt like Holy Dotage and then of course Howard is like those two songs are using the like sci-fi spacey synth stuff, so I think they have some like similar DNA there. For me, the like big what the fuck, like the boldest song on here was Final Analysis Waltz.
That song rules.
Yeah, it's like psychedelic, it's jazzy, there's strings, it's like dark. I thought that was just like that, like kind of blew my brain a little bit.
Of course, Howard is more theatrical and hushed and slow. It's like the vocals are very character driven. There's like some hilarious and borderline cringy female vocals stuff thrown in there that I didn't like. But Final Analysis Waltz, it takes that slow bluesy drum beat, that bluesy feel that they have dabbled with, and goes hard. I mean, it's great. And the guitar solo there is wild and cool. That's an unexpected treat for sure.
Yeah, and I do like ending with burden of a song, because this is a dark, moody album, and I think that is a fun song. I think just ending the whole shebang on a fun note just leaves me with a nice feeling.
Yeah, that one has probably the only one on here that has the energy of a classic magazine kind of song, but it's still fun. I found it to feel repetitive because of the drums, even though it's not a repetitive song. It's got a lot of great sections and progressions. It's not my favorite closer of theirs, but I do like it.
Yeah, there's stronger closers for sure, but I think just as a feather in the cap, farewell.
Yeah,
I can't imagine there's gonna be another. Although I don't know. I've said that before, and then we're talking about not one but two Mars Volta albums.
That is true. Yeah, they don't need to do another album. I hope they don't, because
I think this is
this is fine.
Unless you have some sort of like fucking magic you can pull out of yourselves. Yeah, this is a fine farewell, in my opinion.
It's a fine farewell. It's a good album. I mean, really, it's shockingly good. Like it shouldn't be. I mean, definitely shouldn't be this good.
It may even be like although talking about album art, not the quality of music, it may be my favorite like album cover.
Oh, the album cover is fantastic. Apparently it's a piece by a French artist named Odilon Redon. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it.
It does feel like a throwback to real life, because these are like the only two that look like paintings and have these abstract humanoid faces, where everything else is just kind of.
Yeah, he was he was a symbolist painter from like the 1800s, or like late 1800s, early 1900s. And even then, it doesn't really feel like that old. the cover. It's such a fucking cool cover. It's so interesting. Yeah, it's almost out of time.
Yeah, it feels like psychedelic or something you would see in that film Fantastic Planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does feel very Fantastic Planet.
Also French though, so
also French, yes indeed. But yeah, that brings us pretty much to the end. They are not active now. This is kind of what they did, and then that was it. I'm sure there's more details to that, but as far as I know, which is nothing, then this is it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't don't mess with not perfection, but just leave it.
Yeah, it's a nice. Again, the easiest citation is Big Star. Don't be Big Star. Do this instead. That's really it.
Oh man, yeah. But I don't know. Ben, yeah, like I don't feel like they need some sort of redemption story either. Where like I always come back to Tribe Called Quest. I think they had like a chip on their shoulders where they felt like they needed to like. They're like, we can't go out like this. We need to redeem ourselves.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta. And if you fail the redemption, hey man, whatever. At least you tried.
It's just one more in the pile.
Yeah, pretty much. So, thanks so much for listening and watching, and thanks to Cal for suggesting this. Let's do a little recap.
Best real life. Personal favorite. Secondhand Daylight, and then sorry hardcore magazine fans, worst least favorite, The Correct Use of Soap.
I will say that is my favorite album title, that's for sure.
My favorite is actually Magic Murder and the Weather.
That is also fun. It feels way more English.
It
seems like a
very British occult type thing going on there
with a little bit of a dry humor at the end. But for me,
Monty Python's visits Aleister Crowley.
Yes, indeed. And for me, real life best personal favorite. It's a classic. What can I say? It's fun. I mean, it just holds up. And Magic Murder and the Weather, worst least favorite. Just I felt more lukewarm across the board as opposed to the highs, even of the reunion. Surprisingly, a lot of highs there. But thanks again for listening and watching. And if you like the video, do the thing. Leave a comment, tell us why we're stupid or why you agree or what your picks. What do you think? Tell me. Thanks to Cal for suggesting this and hanging out and supporting us and being a patron and giving us your money and all that. Go to the Patreon, please. Love a guide, every album ever. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. You got bonus episodes there. You get to see our schedules in advance. You get to join the Discord, be a part of the community, talk shit, talk shop, talk music.
Still feels weird not doing a song. The song was just a nice.
The final song was really the way to go.
It's just like sending a ship off to sail.
And a quick update from last week. I updated the timestamps on the video because that's all I could do. Really, I thought we had like 150 episodes just wiped immediately. They are not wiped. I was right in my original thought that it was the RSS feed problem. Spotify and Apple did not delete all our episodes. They're all back. I really thought they did because
that's good to hear.
There was a few other reasons why I also was thinking like, wait a minute, it doesn't seem like it's the RSS feed problem, but it is. It was the hosting problem. We're alive for now. Those episodes are still on the chopping block. Honestly, though, they could still get deleted at any moment. You can follow me on all social media at PandaMonkey, Alex on Bluesky at
Octatron3030,
and our history guy Tom Osman at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media. TomOsmanSounds.com for his music and whatever comes next, his podcast. Links to all that in the description. Link to my EP in the description as well. And that about does it. Yep. So until the next one, see ya.